Hello everyone, this is Pete, as I back again with some What's on Deck. And we're going to start off with Kickstarter, once again this week. And there's apparently a lot going on. Oh boy. So this could take a while. First of all, we got Testament, playing cards inspired by Bible stories, by Ben Green. It is 22% funded, 28 days to go. And I'll tell you right now, I'll give this one a thumbs up. It's well designed. Whether you care for the Bible or not is another thing. The goal is a tad high at 10,000 pounds. 2 decks, one kind of standard deck being printed by the USB-C, and a art deck being printed by Nor Arts, which, a little bit disappointing. And that would have preferred NPC. And I actually commented that. Let's see if there's a response. I would have preferred NPC or WJPC. Alright, well, it is what it is. We need to disagree somewhat. I guess they're all decent. Anyways, so it's a biblical theme deck of cards. Some people might call it mythological. I disagree. It could be, well, for some people it's historical, for some people it's mythological. There's a classic edition printed by USB-C, fairly standard stock and finished, 1,000 decks. And as you can see, it features different figures. The clubs have Cain, Adam and Eve. Diamonds, Noah, Miriam, Moses. Spade, Samson, Delilah, and Abraham. It's like the OG, basically. And then hearts, Joseph, May, and Jesus. It's actually Mary. For some reason they put it as May. That's a huge mistake, in my opinion. The aces look very nice. And, well, it almost looks like, each ace has a different color going on. And they feature the Tree of Knowledge, the 10 plagues. It apparently features all of them. Jonah, and the Big Fish, and the Heart of Christ. Pretty cool. The Jokers, I guess there's an angel and a devil. Each has a card as well that can be used as a reveal. And the back sign, very nice. It looks familiar to me to some other decks. I can't really, pin a needle on which one it is exactly specifically, but some similarities. It looks nice, nice colors. It's got angels or cherubs on there. It's got a cross. Looks very good. The back is based upon the monstrance with Christian symbology, some subtle and some not so much. Not familiar with what monstrance is. And a nice straightforward tuck case. There's also a Samson gaff card apparently. Can't really tell what the gaff is. Oh, I guess it's before and after the betrayal of Delilah. Okay. I don't understand what it is exactly. I guess it's just different. He's got something covering his eyes. And his hair has been cut or something. And as you can see, they've produced prototypes. They look good. I always like it when Creator does that. Then there's the art edition, which is printed by Nor Arts, a highest quality 310 GSM German linen cardstock, with a new coating as for a smoother slip and fan. And this one features full bleed one-way art faces, up to 500 decks in this limited edition, as well as some gaffs. But the other one, also the number cards will be printed with subtle metallic inks, and the tuck will have embossing and gold and red foil. Reveals on the Jokers, I think it's the same as the other deck. And unique book sleeve tuck box, which is interesting. Numbered seals. As you can see, it features artistic one-way figures on the court cards. And it looks really good, and that's cool too with Moses. They got the parting of the sea, and they also got that flamey tornado in the background too. That's kind of cool. They got that. And Mary, has, at least I spelled Mary right here, seen, this is an image of her, which is not so common, just her alone, pregnant. Usually you see pictures of her, as they say here, at the nativity or holding the baby Jesus. This is her alone, for a change. I think that's, well done. You see the court cards again, they show us to say with the little reveals, and then the back design is nice and red with gold and looks really nice. And there's a tuck case. It's a two-piece thing with a sleeve. It has, I guess, Bible pages on it. There's additional draft card goals, votes, custom seals, interior foil on the art deck. Some interesting stretch goals. The problem is it's kind of a high goal and it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I do think it's well done, well designed, whether you agree with the Bible or are religious or not, want to consider it mythological. It's well done. I do think it's worth checking out. Let's get this one funded. Next up, we got the Unprecedented deck. Unprecedented deck by Playing Politics Playing Card Company. Really? That's the name they came up with. Why not just Politics Playing Card Company? 76% funded, 20 days to go. For the love of whatever you find holy. The Testament is definitely better than this one. This one is just very satirical, as you can see, and weird, and a lot of Trump, and just a lot of ugly. I guess you could say it's interesting. It won't fix the mess in Washington, D.C., but will help you laugh about it. Alright, I really don't think there's anything funny about Trump. It's an interesting VAT design with some kind of a satirical presidential seal. Interesting court cards. Spades features administration. Diamonds are conservative media. Oh, good. Clubs, the Congress, and hearts, the family and allies. And they even have art on the tens, not just the court cards and the aces. I don't know about the other number cards. I guess we'll see. And then the Joker. Yes, the number cards outside of that is standard, but they've been modified, as you can see, with a three-dimensional type look. And that design you see there a little bit, there it is. It's a president seal of the president of the White House. Kavit Emptor, how fitting. Going to be printed by the USPC. I wonder if they've actually approved this. So I don't know what they would think about that. They might not want to touch a deck like this. I don't know, but it's weird. I guess it's interesting. Not my cup of tea. Next, we have one that I absolutely recommend avoiding. Legends Playing Cards. Limited Music Edition by Joseph. Somebody. 16% funded. 3 days to go. I thought I had a fairly small goal. It's a $3,000 goal. And the reason why avoid this, and actually this is basically a relaunch. We can see the original one. Let's just look at it. It features, but let me just say this. This is not the guy's design. He even says that point blank. This was designed by Natalia Silva. And you supporting this project is giving money and support to Natalia Silva. And she already has enough money from backers. $35 for one deck. This is not going to fund. Absolutely not going to fund. There's outrageous prices. It smells like an Natalia Silva project. Charging outrageous prices. It says any decks after this will be available at their website, society6.com. $43 a deck plus shipping. So even more money. So far, it's gone like 6, 7 backers. Like I said, I highly recommend not pledging for this. Pledging for this, supporting this is supporting Natalia Silva. Also, come on. I want to see the creator. I'm interested to see this. What is he backed? I'm curious what he's backed. It says it's almost to be creative. That reminds me, and I disagree with this. I can't support, and by the way, I can't support backing a creator who has a fake profile image. I can't support backing a creator who does not have a public profile, so we can't tell what he's backed. He's backed 3 projects. We don't know what those are. And you can see he already had another project, Modern Playing Cards, which I recall seeing a while back. That didn't make it. This seems like a kind of a new variation on that. And he also has not created this. He's basically bought the artwork. And that doesn't really set well with me. 310 GSM limited stock by MPC, only 200 decks. The faces, not very exciting, in my opinion. They're okay, but again, not very exciting. And I would have to wonder the legality of those. It said, this is also interesting here. It says, the rewards will be sent to you as soon as production is complete, which we expect to be in August of 2019, hopefully sooner. And the only challenge is getting enough funding to get the decks printed. I want to show you something else now that makes me question the whole thing, and that is right here. It says, I only print 200 decks for this campaign. Decks are already actually in production. Well, why do you need the money to print this if they're already in production? And why is it not coming in, and it even says here July 2019 for the estimated delivery, but it also says August 2019, maybe sooner. Why is it several months, later when they're already in production? $75 for an uncut sheet. I think there's no chance in hell this one funds. I can't believe people have actually supported this. It's horrible. It's not original. It's not his design. It's a fake account in my opinion, and everyone should report this. Moving on. We got the Halloween Royals by Scott Smith, illustrated playing cards. It is funded, 27 days to go. There's a lot going on Kickstarter this week. And it's a horrible one-way back design with a creepy pumpkin king thing. You're going to be printed by the USB-C. So at least that's good. Interesting art style, one-way code cards, and interesting faces. I would give him, A+ for effort, on the faces at least, if I was going to do a score. The back design leaves a little bit to be desired. I wish it was mirror image. It wouldn't hurt if it had a border. It just looks weird. $15 US for one deck. It's interesting, but also I want to say that it's not even close to Halloween. Should this, be launched in like September? It just seems really out of place. Anyways, it's not bad, I suppose. And then we got Ascension playing cards from Steve Minty. It is funded, 36 days to go. And, yeah, it looks very nice, these ones. It's apparently inspired by some TV show. I don't know which one. I couldn't tell you, but there's the Ascension Silver Wolves and the Ascension Golden Lions decks. It's a beloved series broadcasting its final season this year. I have no idea which one it is, though. He decided to focus this on the diverse families depicted in the series as opposed to individual heroes, villains, and so forth. Each house has their own agendas and values that they live or die a lot. And he found that intriguing, so that's what he decided to do. Is it supernatural? I don't know. A supernatural ending? I know. Is it still in the air? I don't even know. Nice back designs though. Nice faces. As you can see, red faces for the one deck, black for the other. Interesting artwork on the court cards. Very well done. Reminds me a lot of his last decks, which are the Thorns and Roses. I don't know if that's based on a TV show now. I'm kind of wondering. But, very nice. I do like it. There's also signature editions, which come with gilding and special tuck cases, as you can see. I ain't gonna pay that much money, that's for sure. Whatever they are. $69 US for a signature edition. Who the hell is paying that much for those? You guys just got money to throw away? I mean, that's just ridiculous. Overall, very nice decks. Funded. It's definitely worth getting the standard ones. $27 for one each. Or $15 each. Not sure who would get just one, though. But paid $69 for one signature edition deck. And I can see there's a handful of backers for each one. There's not that many people pledging for them because they're really, really outrageously expensive in my opinion. I mean, those are, they should be $30 at most in my opinion. It's just a gilded deck with a special tuck case. Anyway, very nice cards outside of that. Moving on, they got the Salmon playing cards, I should say. Salmon playing cards by Bruno Tarnecki. It's from Perpetual Arts and Design Company, which of course did the Moon Phases deck. It is 33% funded, 42 days to go. They haven't even produced or fulfilled their last project, and they're already asking for money on another project. Why? Is something I fail to understand. Revealing the power of the Chakana, an ancient symbol that represents the path to the terrestrial world, to the world of the gods. It's going to be from the terrestrial world to the world of the gods. It's an interesting that design. A shaman is a priest, by the way, if you're not familiar with that word. And it's a healer, actually, but yeah, basically a priest. Simple ace of spades. A lot of, I guess, tribal type elements and spiritual elements on the back design. It has the four elements: fire, earth, water, and air. And gods of the sun, Mother Earth, and the moon. There's also some words in Quechua, the people's languages, which is interesting. I thought this was going to be Aboriginal, but it's actually more South American, I guess. Some modified pips on the aces. Pink. They decided to make it pink. Why not this red color that we see in this top picture? That just is weird pink. Custom pips throughout. And standard recolored kind of modified court cards. How exciting. It is a very nice looking deck, and it's one I'll pick up at some point in time. I'm not sure I understand pink. Why is there pink? Like why? I just don't understand. Red would be better, in my opinion. Some kind of a magician. Printed by USB-C, fulfilled by gamblers. $16 US for one deck. Actually, it's $11, but I guess they also, you have to pay shipping. And that's the early bird, actually. So it's $15 US for one deck. I'm confused, because they also said 16. Retail value 18. There's so many prices, it's kind of confusing. Wow, there's still 72 out of 100 early birds available. Only 28 people have pledged for early birds. Of course, some people have pledged for 2 decks, early birds. That's concerning. The fact that you still have so many early birds available. God, why does this never open where I want it to? I just wanted to see something here. This is the last one, the Geometric Abstraction playing cards from our system, which failed the first time they didn't relaunched it. And last I checked, it has not been produced or fulfilled, to my knowledge. I want to see the updates very quickly. They have gotten proof sales, so that's fine. But still, I mean, there's no reason to launch another project, deck, when the other one's not produced yet. Just my opinion, just a rule of thumb. Do one, and then do the next one. Moving on. Tulip playing cards. It's all about Dutch heritage. By Diamond Playing Cards, or the Dutch House Card Company. It's 92% funded, 27 days to go. 3 different colors, as you can see here. I actually say Amsterdam on 2 of them, and then there's a Holland deck in orange, which is a limited edition deck apparently. Tribute to the beautiful Dutch tulips and a famous Delft blue pottery. And then there's the orange one, for some reason. I did see these on Instagram before. £24 for a set of decks. You can't even get them individually. That's interesting. And I guess the orange one is a stretch goal. They're very nice looking. Tulip Mania? Really? Nice colors, nice back design. I do like that. I'll probably get them later on. Nice modified faces as well. Embossing on the top cases, which I think makes perfect sense. And then the court cards, they're basically standard recolored, and they look diseased or something. Like, why are their faces blue? and there's just so much blue in that court card too. Like, why not? Why do people do this with standard court cards? Let's just make them all one color. I understand that's the colors used in the deck, but I mean, they also got red, so why not throw some red in there? Or just, I don't know, something different. The Jokers, there's 4 apparently, which show you different things in Amsterdam, which is kind of cool. The canal houses and Dutch mills. Okay. There's a collector's box, which is nice. Then there's an orange edition as a stretch goal, which is a Holland orange edition. And it's a borderless design, as you can see. Apparently, Holland is closely identified with orange for some reason. So they decided to do that. And then the court cards, they have orange, red, and black on them. It just looks weird again, the color scheme on the court cards, but it's not bad. And that is €12,000 stretch goal. We'll see if that happens. I guess they are a ways away from that, but they still have time to hit it. And I believe those are printed by, actually, I'm not sure. Is that USPC? I apologize. I didn't check that. This video is getting a bit long here. Yes, USPC, Aircus and Finis. Crust paper stock to display cut. Wonderful. Moving on, is there anything else new? There's Insecta Transformations deck of intricate insects by Emmy Smith. It is funded, 24 days to go. However, it's not what I would consider a transformation deck, or at the very least no, it's not a transformation deck. I got some decks here. I can't think if I have one that has some transformation to it. Not really. Well, sort of. I guess. Yes, I do. I can show you that. It's a good one to show you here. Just bear with me a sec. This is from a Talio deck I got recently. Talio Maeda deck. That's a transformation card, where the pips are part of an image that's on the card, and that review is coming soon. This, however, is not a transformation deck. It is custom pips, is what I see. And I'm not a fan. They do have pips on these insects, so that's kind of interesting. Maybe kind of parcel transformation deck. The back design, is that the back design? Just insects? Not even sure. To me, it's not exactly a transformation deck, and it's kind of creepy looking, the insects. It's not totally designed or anything like that. It's very interesting. The 8s have a bunch of colors to them, which is pretty cool. But putting, a pip on the back of an insect does not make it a transformation deck. A transformation deck is a deck, like I showed you, where there is an image on the cards that the pips are a part of. This is not that. And in the back designs, there's 2 different decks, 2 different back designs with insects on them. Very one way, not very appealing. Also not the first insect themed deck of cards out there. And then they've also decided to modify and this is actually his previous deck, Cryptic cards, which also had insects. That is more of a transformation deck, I guess. Not really. It's just a different type of deck. It's very similar to this, but done differently. Wasn't a fan of that one either. And these are going to be printed by Carta Mundi. It's an interesting deck. Not really my cup of tea, though. Moving on. Is there anything else that's new? The Black Magic's playing cards by Chris Magix. 24% funded. 53 days to go. Oh, good. It's got a huge amount of time to fund, which means it's probably not going to be great. Apparently, it's got an upside-down toughness because it's cool, I guess. And the court cards are completely standard. That's his big selling. Oh, wow. Wow. They made little modifications to the court cards, as you can see with that logo that you see, which is his initials, KM. And that's it. And maybe a slight recoloring. In the beginning, it was all in black and white. What was? And in the back design, really, also, if I'm assuming that's him with a 9 of diamonds reveal on his hat on the King of Spades. Not a fan. And the back design is absolutely atrocious in my opinion. Maybe not atrocious, but it's not great. And why are these images so freaking large? I mean, thank you for showing me the images, but why is it so large? Look at this. This takes up the whole screen. Good grief. But this, to me, is a very customized, personalized deck from Chris Magix, who, by the way, I've never heard of before. I'm not familiar with him. This is his first project. It doesn't say who's producing it, to my knowledge. If you pledge €5 or €8, you will be thanked in a video of Thanksgiving. It's €15 for one deck. No, absolutely not. By the way, if you get 2, it's $30, €30. So 3 is €45. So you don't even save any money. But apparently, he's got a few backers here and there. It does have a cardistry-friendly back design, I suppose, but it seems like it's similar to a lot of other decks. And he will be putting with Carta Mundi. Interesting. And then we got the Apollo 11 project by Robert Tomlinson, RJ Tomlinson. It is 29% funded, 24 days to go. Not sure it's going to happen. Why? For one, it's not everyone's cup of tea, as you can see. Two, there is a plethora of card projects on Kickstarter, free. I think there's a growing amount of people like myself that are not pledging for decks on Kickstarter and just getting them later on. It honors the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11, which features famous photos from the public domain and rare photos that have been stored in NASA vaults. And it does have permission from NASA to do this. And you can see the cards. They just feature different images on every number card. There's also these custom seals like he did on the Titanic decks. And everyone gets a different seal, which I think is really cool. That has a different, place on the moon, as you can see, including coordinates and elevations or diameters. And I think that's really cool and really unique. $15, no, $11 for one deck. $15 for another, and you get different seals, I believe, with different decks. And it's nice that the information is not going to be destroyed when you open up the seal. So that's cool. It's an okay deck of cards. Okay, Tuckcase, I should say. It's an okay deck of cards as well. It's just not really my cup of tea. But it's well done. This is the type of deck that Robert does. As you can see for some of his other projects or decks on his website. Doesn't specifically say who is producing it. But I have a guess. I have two guesses as to who could be producing this. One, USB-C, which is used a number of times. Two, WJPC, which is also used. But it doesn't specify, which is a bit of a concern for me. Moving on. Iconic Playing Cards by Nora Arts, printed by Nora Arts. It's from Mikkel Samuelson. I think I looked at this one last week. 26% funded, 22 days to go. Nothing iconic about it. In fact, it's just iconically bad, really. Parrot Playing Cards deck by Anton Ruklin is 4% funded, 7 days to go. Not a chance in hell. Sears Aspectu by Sears Playing Cards is funded, 20 days to go. Swordswoman Playing Cards by Alexander Petty is funded, 20 days to go. I do like that one. It's well done. The Aspectu is a good cardistry deck, but it's not. I don't really like the court cards. I think it was. The Wonderland and Looking Glass decks by Swap Decks, which is all about Alice in Wonderland, is funded, 19 days to go. Not really my cup of tea. Diamondback Playing Cards by Dmitry Lebedev, 40% funded, 17 days to go. I don't think it's going to fund. They're fairly straightforward casino-style decks. They're not bad. Something I would look at later on. But they're just not going to get a whole lot of funding, I think. Then we got Buccaneers Playing Cards by Kraken Cards. 44% funded, 23 days to go. They're pretty nicely done. I may or may not make it at this rate. Implicit V2 by Nathan Dharma is 76% funded, 28 days to go. It's a very foily deck, as you can see there. Very nice and shiny. And it should fund, I do think, in a matter of time. It's a really long project. Smash that shit. Okay. Literary Classics Playing Cards by Card Savant is 51% funded, 14 days to go. Not think it's going to happen. It's a fairly simple deck of cards. Nothing too overly exciting. But it's not bad. I'll be back. Hang on, I'll pause. I apologize. If you've watched my videos, you know what that means. It's time to turn off the oven. Roast. Can't wait. Anyways, Take Masters Playing Cards by Agitcom. 80% funded, 31 days to go. I think it's going to fund. It's got lots of time. It's not bad. Looking deck of cards. And then Strain Wars. Claws Deck relaunched by Jason M. Separate, relaunched for about the 30th time. 23% funded, 34 days to go. I really don't think it's going to fund. I really hope it does not fund. But then I expect to see it relaunched again and again and again and again and again. Enough is enough already, Mr. Separate. Move on with your life. Try something different. Hell, if you, like, this is my problem with this as well, is it keeps relaunching the same thing over and over again, the same exact thing. If it didn't fund before, what makes you think it's going to fund now? You have to change it up. You have to redesign it, redo it. Try something different. Stop doing the same thing if it doesn't work. That's my, and that goes for anyone on Kickstarter who's doing a project, playing cards or whatever. If it fails to fund, especially multiple times like this, you have to change it up. Try something different. Stop throwing the same thing at the wall and hoping that sticks. Moving on. Wow. Brain Pain Confessions. What the hell is... Whatever that is, it's absolutely awful because it has no funding. Gyoko playing cards. Delicious chocolate-themed playing cards by Sweetie Kingdom. 40% funded, 16 days to go. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. But it is well designed. The back design is not too exciting, but the faces are well done. Crown Jewels playing cards by SVI Group is well funded, I suppose. 10 days to go. Very nice looking tough cases. A couple of different variations of the cards. I'm a little bit weary of SVI Group because I was reminded recently they've posted a lot of comments on United Cardists not talking favorably about collectors. And that's not cool in my opinion. Moving on, Hypnotic Playing Cards by Docs Playing Cards. DocsPlayingCards.com. Check them out. They got a huge selection of playing cards available. At least a big selection. It's funded, 10 days to go. That's good for them. And then we got Dice Throne Playing Cards by Albino Dragon. It is also funded, 5 days to go. Obviously, kind of what Game of Thrones inspired, I guess. Not my cup of tea at all. And America's Greatest Card Deck apparently is not. That's by Santiago Nudman. It's 0% funded, 39 days to go. Not gonna happen. No chance in hell. Ikusa Playing Cards by Willy. How do you pronounce that? 16% funded, 9 days to go. It's not really all that exciting. And it's not gonna fund. Azati Playing Cards, first edition by Azati Playing Cards. 70% funded, 7 days to go. May or may not make it. I'm not sure it will. The Expert at the Card Table Enamel Pins by Jim Jackson is funded, 6 days to go. Really don't care. They've unlocked all their pins apparently. Impressions Rising Sun and Azora editions from MPC is funded, 16 days to go. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you didn't get the other Impressions deck. They're very unique, if you will. Drunken Royalty by Eric Siebold is 29% funded, 10 hours to go. It's not going to happen, barring a miracle. QR Playing Cards by Saxton Cards is 33% funded, 9 days to go. I don't see it happening. Double Cards by Ying New York, 2% funded, 7 days to go. It's not going to happen. It's kind of a weird deck. The Game of Spades by Aaron Parker, 86% funded, 16 days to go. It may actually fund. Good for them. And that is it. I see Blankenberg Playing Cards funded. Okay. And of course, Cyberpunk funded. Apparently, the Prototype Vin deck funded. God, that's a horrible deck in my opinion. Etc., etc. Dance of Death funded. Not surprised. Invocation funded. Anyway, I'm going to see what else is going on. I'll be right back. Try to quickly get through a few more things. First of all, a new deck from Bomb Magic, the Flow deck. Deck of the MACC. Not sure what MACC is. It doesn't even say what that is or what it represents. I do know, obviously, it's some kind of magic convention or cardistry convention. Which took place in February. Come on. I apologize, I got so many things open here, slowing down everything. It's a Latin American group of magicians and cardists, which means magic and cardistry community. I apologize, so it does say. It's printed by Taiwan Point Guard, luxury stock, legendary finish. I did pre-order it and save. You save some money if you pre-order it, 10% if you pre-order it in the next couple of days, and if you pre-order it before the end of the month, you save 5%. And also, if you are a member of theirs on their website, you save even more money. It's a very fiery deck of cards, as you can see, lots of lava, obviously. That's what they mean by flow, including on the pips. Court cards, I believe, are fairly standard. They don't show you them. I imagine there's maybe some modification. But it doesn't actually show you. They show you the Ace of Spades twice. The court cards, not important. It's interesting. Obviously, I will be doing a review. Moving on, Magic Encarta has these new decks called Flavors. The healthiest and tastiest deck of cards ever produced. I wouldn't recommend eating them, though, because I doubt they are healthy. They are fruit-based. Deck of cards. You got pears, green, cherries in red, grapes in purple, lemons in a yellowy color, pineapples in a orangey color, and watermelon in a pink color. Very simple decks. They actually tell you what it is on them. It's not that bad, I suppose. It's expensive though. $12 for me. This is like a $5 deck of cards, $8 at best, and they're charging $12. 1,000 of each were produced. There's custom queen gaffs, custom luxurious velvet field tuck case. It doesn't say who produced them. I assume, based on their previous decks, that it's Cartamundi, but not in Belgium. A cheaper Cartamundi. Hence the stock on the tuck cases. It's an okay deck of cards. Just, I don't know. What's next? Are they going to do more this time with vegetables? Oh man, I actually kind of like these now. I see the cards are actually customized, recolored. Oh, but that's a lot of money for 6 decks. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But they're not too bad. I suppose they're simple, straightforward. Do I get them? Let me know. Should I get them? Comment. I do like that style of deck where, cards are recolored to match the deck itself. Apparently the special brick boxes as well. Also a custom 6. It's a pack half brick box with every deck of the 6 decks of the same color, so I won't get one of those. But that is what it is. Moving on. Fontaine Carrots V2 sold out. They were released the other day. They also had these gold editions which have gold yielding for $100. Why would anyone pay that much money for one of those decks? I don't know, but they're probably on eBay now for about $500. Garbage, in my opinion. Absolutely garbage. By the way, the collab with Illusionist and Views is now available. $12 each. Not bad. They're interesting court cards and whatnot. Interesting backs. It's the first time Illusionist is doing a collab deck. And this is with Nicholas Earl and his company Got Magic. They previously released a different Views deck, which you can see a review of on my channel. And, it's very simple interesting bat design. I do like the tuck case. There's some foil and some embossing. And I do like the cord cards. It's worth checking out. It's a little bit pricey though, I think, as I guess. I also wanted to mention the Tavern on the Green from Fear 11 has sold out. When I heard they were close to selling out a few days ago, I decided to get one, especially since I haven't seen them pop up on Murphy's Magic, and I'm not sure I will. So I figured I might as well get in on it before it's too late. Very nice. I look forward to checking it out. Speaking of which, they also have a deck that was collab with Ellen that I don't know if they will be selling on the website. Last I checked, they had no plans to. But it is on eBay. It looks like they're about $30 each, what they're going for. It isn't horrible, I guess. And let me see what is new with Defata. Very quickly. A Cosmic Deck by JL Magic. Interesting. There's something new. This is why I like to check out his site sometimes, because it lets you know what's coming up. And it's not necessarily stuff that you see in other places, or you see it here first. And this Cosmic Deck. Interesting back design. Interesting tuck case. It's a Constellations deck. 5th edition Cosmic Deck of the 5 classic decks created by JL. What are the decks that he created that were? Apparently it's a limited edition of 300 decks. Elastic glossy coating, whatever that means. Why is it so limited as well? I don't know, but this might be a harder one to find. PlayingCardDecks.com has a few new things. The 6 strings, these foil back V2s, which I will get to in a moment. And a bunch of books and magic tricks as well, which is interesting. Also the Pi Standard Edition from Jackson Robinson, which is $30. Also some Phoenix decks, as you can see. Also, look at that. A gilded edition of the Pharaoh decks that he put out. This is the Pi, by the way. It's a Jackson Robinson foray into cardistry. So he decided to create a deck of cards with colors on the faces, as you can see, blue for the hearts and diamonds instead of red. Also, this little corner detail for cardistry purposes. How exciting. This is what we need. Jackson Robinson trying to produce cardistry decks. And I guess this is the bat design. There's the Ace of Spades. Why Pi? I don't know, but that's the bat design. I don't know how I feel about that. It's interesting. It's unique, that's for sure. And then the court cards. I'll just look at some here. Kind of his standard court card, but recolored. Custom pips. Very simple tuck case. Only 700 were produced, apparently. I hate to see what the limited edition is going for. And this is the Gilded Pharaoh decks. Whether or not any end up in my mailbox, I'm not sure. But they have red gilding on the red, blue gilding on the blue. Really cool. Outside of that, it's the same as the other Pharaoh decks, with no indexes and whatnot. It's kind of cool. They're not bad. I'm not sure why you need a gilded edition of these decks. But hey, why not? And I don't have a whole lot of decks that have gilding in red or blue. Hint, hint. Murphy's Magic. There's a couple of new things. They have a bunch of cases. They have those gilded decks. 6 strings. I see they got some new bookable decks. And, of course, the foil backs. Foil backs is what they are. Foil backs. The Crimson. These are Metalux decks. Nice, debossed, I guess, tuck cases. Nice Metalux backs and foil tuck cases. fairly standard outside of that. You got the crimson red and the cobalt blue. Although that looks like black in the background for some reason. Very nice, shiny. Not expensive, not too expensive. I mean, retail is basically $12. And they are a part of a series of a couple other decks that I've reviewed in the past. I believe they're from the series, same series. That's what it seems to indicate, because it's a V2. But it could be a USB-C release. In fact, I think it is a USB-C release. That being said, this group called Jakarta produced these gold and green Metal Lux decks at the same top case like a year ago. And I think it's part of the same series. As you can see. Same top case and everything. But this one doesn't say that it's actually produced for Jakarta. So I don't know. But I decided to pick up a couple more of these as well. So that I have 2 of each. So those are coming soon. So that is that. That's it this week, I think, for new stuff. Some interesting new stuff this week. I think that's it. I think. Anyways, that is that. Comment, rate, subscribe. I got reviews to do if I have time. So I gotta go. Let me know what you think. Let me know should I get those decks. And we'll see you next time with more.